Hello you lot. I'm going to hold the camera there if you don't mind, because the sun is pointing that way. So I know I'm churning out the videos at the moment. I'm not deliberately doing that. I've just got lots of things to do and say. And I was in conversation with somebody this morning, a person that had reached a crucial point, a crux point in their life, you might say. In my mind, a very positive point. Whether or not they would have perceived it as that, I don't know. But the point is, they'd reached a point in their life where they were able to question what was going on. They were able to determine that something needed to change, and that they were also deliberate in making changes, whatever those changes might be. And part of the conversation was me offering ideas and suggestions based on what I've learned over the years and what really helped me when I was in a very similar situation. And one of the solutions that I suggested was that he join me and others on the 10-day evolutionary flow course. Now the next one's coming up on the 19th, and the reason why I suggested that is that much of what was going on in his life right now was very similar to where mine was a few years ago, before I started making all these changes and creating my evolutionary path. And whilst the 10-day course is just that, it's just a 10-day introductory course, it does ply you full of useful ideas around breath work, kinesiology ideas, positive psychology. Quite often I chuck in new bits as and when I decide to. So it certainly, every one of the courses that I've run this year has been ever so slightly different. Each course, the next successive one, either learns something from the previous course, or I just simply decide that a new element should be crowbarred in. And although I have been determined to pre-record a lot of the webinars, at the moment, and what will most likely be the case for the course on the 19th, it will be 10 live webinars. The first one being longer than the others, although the last one is also quite a long one. It introduces not only breathwork practices, but also methods that calm the mind, as well as methods that encourage more flow in general, and also encourage more of those flow state moments. And in fact, one of the things I was advising this person was that they had recently got into the Wim Hof method, which I said, well, that's brilliant, that's really good, great news, it will help. But I said also that they really ought to consider other methods that act as a balance, as a counterbalance to that sympathetic style of breath work. And also, if you think about it, that sympathetic methodology as far as the cold therapy is concerned. If you think about it, that cold therapy is acting as a stressor on the body, just like the breath work is. So certainly from my perspective, I think you need to have things that counter that short bout of stress. You know as well as I do, I've done videos on this before, that short bouts of stress are a good thing, but if you continue with that, morning, if you continue going down that line of building in these stress-based methods, if you go too far, then it could lead to chronic conditions. So you do need to be careful with all this stuff. But really the purpose of this video is this, that in conversation with this person, it reminded me that there's lots of people out there right now who are in a similar boat. In other words, maybe you're in a job that you know doesn't align with who you are. Maybe you're in a relationship that you know doesn't align with who you are. Maybe you're just simply at a point in your life where you think, no, a number of years ago, I was determined it was going to go in a completely different direction, and I've now allowed life to pull me along, which is exactly what happened to me, by the way. I got to a point where after years and years, I suddenly realized that it was life pulling me rather than me directing life. So, you know, this course isn't going to solve all your problems. It's not going to be the panacea to some of the conditions or situations you're in, but it will act as an enabler. It will act as a tool. In fact, it will provide you with a number of tools to really kickstart a new direction. So if you're interested, there's a link below. Come and join me and a few others. It's never really a big course, there's only a few people on it, but you get to know others that are on the course. You all work together, and at the end of it, if you want to start your own little group or join another group that I've created where you all help each other, then you're welcome to do that too. But anyway, I think today's video is over. Thank you for watching. Goodbye for now. TTFN.